Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins, and let's just continue where we left off. Alright, well, I think we said that we were going to go and try to find Haven, right? Yeah. So we're gonna have to go to the Frostback Mountains then, which I think had something else in it as well. Yes. Tornus. Alright, let's do this then. Finding Tornus and Haven, hopefully. So, we are going here. Alright. Hello, Frostback Mountains. Very dwarven. Hello, bounty hunters. What bounty are you hunting? Okay. Well, looks like you were hunting the wrong bounty. Or chose the wrong bounty to hunt, I guess. I guess we'll check here first. Oh, it's just another way to get to the same place? Looks like it. Okay. Again, that is Orzammar, isn't it? Like the entrance to Orzammar? If I don't remember all wrong from when I played this many years ago. Aha! Hello, Tornus.
What business would the mighty Grey Wardens have with a man like me?
I'm here on behalf of the Blackstone Irregulars.
Oh? What was this about?
I hear you stole supplies from the guild.
Oh, I see. Tauren must have sent you. I refuse to answer to a pawn of Tauren. Come, men, to arms!
You're smart dwarves. Do not meddle in things that don't concern you.
Of course.
Nice. Alright. Well, that's all of those. So if I say, see a Blackstone liaison, I can hand that in. Good. Hello.
I'm taking my caravan to Highever, where it's peaceful.
If you say so.
Can I interest you in something? I've got the
Depends.
finest selection of previously owned armour and weaponry this side of Val Royale.
Okay. Previously owned.
Why pay through the nose for new equipment when you can buy like new for much, much less?
I guess that makes sense. Where do you get like new armor from?
Oh, here and there. Look, that's really not important. The important thing is, it's cheap. And just as good as what you'd find at a smithy.
Probably not just as good. Depends on how the person died, doesn't it?
Oh, of course. And remember, everything's covered by Farron's 24-hour lifetime guarantee.
That is a very short lifetime. Which makes me think, maybe it isn't like new. If that is the expected lifetime, you know, of someone buying stuff from you. Alright. Let's see what this is about then. Nothing of interest there, right? Stark the Apprentice. Oh! You're the last apprentice
Do you think
then.
the tower is ever going to get back to what it was, Wyn?
I don't know. A great number of people died. It will be difficult to imagine rebuilding, with that cloud hanging over everything for many years to come.
Do you think you'll be there? To help rebuild, I mean, once this is all over with.
I cannot say. Even if I survive this blight, I am a very old woman, Alistair.
Why? Because of some grey hair? You are a formidable woman, Wynne. You could see that it happens.
I think you overestimate the number of years I have left. But perhaps you were right. Or perhaps the memories of what happened there will be too strong for me to face.
I have a hard time believing that.
Well, it's good to have someone that believes in me so. Now, if I could only feel the same way myself, that would be something.
It's usually also a lot harder to do.
What can I do for you?
I have a note here from your master.
This ought to be interesting. Such diction. This man is a true scholar and rhetorician. I am honored to be fired by one such as he. Good day.
Wow, that was a weird way to react, but okay. I guess preferable to being angry. Hello, Aaron.
Oh, you wish to talk to me? Truly, it's a courtesy for one so well-armed to notice a lowly merchant.
Okay. You live on the surface?
Someone has to. Trade with other races can dry up. We surfacers are Orzammar's lifeline, even if we're denied a caste. The Assembly says we've turned our back on the stone, but they still use the goods we bring. Hypocrites. Maybe it'll change by the time my children are grown.
Always hope, huh? How often do you restock in Orzammar?
Twice a year. I'm confined to a trade stall in the Commons, but I see enough. It's very closed in. My grandfather says I've lost my stone sense. I was born topside. I don't remember having it.
Never mind. I should go.
Best of luck to you.
So, what quest is this about? I wonder. Paragon of her kind, huh? That should be the, urn.
King Loghain will not suffer the delay of his appointed messenger.
Vieta, this land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
I have urgent need to talk to your king.
Who doesn't? If I don't get in, no one should.
Orzammar has no king. Endrin Idukan returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago, sick over the loss of his sons. The Assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
Huh. Interesting. Kinda feel like going for that one. Feels like the most diplomatic one. Yeah, the Grey Wardens need their traditional dwarven allies.
The Wardens killed King Kaelin and nearly
Oh,
doomed Ferelden.
shut up.
They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Well, that is the royal seal. That means only the Assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a
you.
traitor? And a foreigner? In
You're the
name of
traitor,
King
or you're
Loghain,
working for
I
them.
demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden.
Run to your false king. The dwarves will not hear him today.
You'll hear of this. King Loghain will see you quartered.
I would see him
You are
dead.
free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
I feel like we are going to help the dwarves, honestly. Okay. Well, that didn't help much. Hello.
Fair journeys, Warden.
Fair journeys to you too.
Bread? Please, sir. Just a bit of bread.
I don't think I have any, sorry.
Spare a few bits for an old man.
I mean, I'd love to, but I apparently can't do anything for you.
You know, I've heard stories about your Circle of the Magi, my dear Wynne.
Is that so?
There is a circle in my country, of course, but perhaps things are different here. I visited the Antivan Circle on official Crow business once. Met a beautiful young apprentice who was very eager for a taste of the outside world.
Please, please get to the point.
All I wonder is whether the Templars guard the mages here as closely as they do in Antiva. In Antiva, the Templars watch the Circle like a jealous husband guarding the chastity of a wanton bride.
Interesting metaphor, but yes, it is not too different in Ferelden.
And is it also true that when the moon swells to fullness, the mages of the Circle gather at the top floor of their tower and, naked under the stars, make love to each other?
What? No. Maker's breath.
Oh, I found out recently that it was not true in Antiva, and hoped that it would be in Ferelden. Alas.
Oh, Zebron. Alright, let's go to the commons. I think it's very warm in here.
It is the Assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the Assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these Deshers in the Diamond Quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
You not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Y'all should really calm down. Not the best look, to be sure. Hello.
Vieta, Surfacer. I'm bid to let you walk
Vieta
the
to you
commons, but
too.
keep your place. Warden or not, I want order.
The Blight is coming and I need Orzammar's assistance.
Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the Assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here.
Sounds like Balin and Harrowmont are the ones to talk to.
They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the Assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate.
You mentioned paragons?
Surfacers appoint no paragons? Truly, you're lost in all that sky. They are the best of us, declared living ancestors. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate, the true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
Alright. Can a city function like this?
See, that's why I don't want you surfacers seeing our worst. You'll think that's all we are. The market is thin, but busy, and the tavern never closes. Bad blood is usually kept to the proving. Should toss Balin and Harrowmont in there, sort this all out in a hurry.
The proving?
Personal battles for honor and ancestor. I don't expect a surfacer to understand. If you must be our warden, at least know us. Go to the Shaper of Memories in the Shaperate, the true bright spot in the Diamond Quarter.
Yeah, you said that already. I should get going.
Yes, you should.
Oh boy. Yeah, you're certainly not a bright spot. Hello, Nerav.
Did you see that? I cannot believe what this city has come to. This would never have happened when Endrin was alive.
This Balin, is that King Endrin's son?
Aye. What a terrible burden for a father to have only Balin left of 3 fine sons. In the end, Endrin himself recognized that Balin cared for nothing but power. It was Endrin who ordered his son away from his deathbed and embraced Lord Harrowmont as his heir.
What do you know about this Lord Harrowmont?
Lord Harrowmont should be our king. He was King Endrin's closest advisor, the only one he could trust. Endrin himself, ancestors welcome him, asked the Assembly to endorse Harrowmont.
Why such hate for Balin?
Everybody knows he killed his brother Trian and let his father's favorite son take the blame. And many question whether Endrin died abed, as we were told, or whether Balin helped him along.
Did you know King Endrin?
only as a potential match for one of his sons. He was a good king, stern and fair and just.
How did Endrin die?
He died in bed after his eldest son was murdered, and the Assembly condemned his second son for it. I cannot blame him for preferring to join the ancestors in eternal peace, if Balin didn't murder him himself.
Is Harrowmont qualified to rule?
He is a good man and a skilled general. King Endrin trusted him with his life, and I will do no less.
Who are you?
I am Narav Helmi, third daughter of the second matron of House Helmi. And you, stranger? What brings you to Orzammar at such a time?
I am Fevel, a Grey Warden, and I am here seeking aid.
A Grey Warden? That explains why they allowed you past the gates. What kind of aid do you mean?
I have a treaty compelling Orzammar to aid against the Blight.
A blight? Now? But our warriors are killing each other in the streets. I'm sorry, stranger. I fear there will be no aid for you in Orzammar. If you seek Lord Harrowmont's support, I suggest you talk with his trusted advisor, Dulin Ferender. He might be able to get you an audience.
Well, that won't really help me unless he can, you know, help me. Oh? Hello, Dagna. Hello, Garen.
Excuse me. You look like you're not from around here.
Gee, is that because I'm not a dwarf? Yes, you could say that.
Oh, wonderful. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
I have, yes. My companion here is a senior enchanter of the Circle.
Oh, my lady, it's an honor. I've never met an actual mage. Is it true you can manipulate nature's forces with your mind? Like you were born with lyrium in your veins?
Don't let the glamour fool you, child. Wielding magic is a dangerous occupation, and a great responsibility.
Aren't there any mages here?
Of course not. Haven't you read First Enchanter Cathalin's treatise concerning dwarfs and the non-heritability of magic? He tested dwarfs from 20 bloodlines and found they couldn't perform any level of spell casting, regardless of lyrium exposure or time on the surface. The Circle speculates that lyrium in the stone shields us from spiritual influences, and over time made us immune to them.
Okay. So, what do you want with the Circle?
I want to go to the Circle to study. I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
I can bring the Circle your request.
That would be wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcasts. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperiums for Tikum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child? Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Diamond Quarter. Yes, let's, hello, Nug Wrangler Bormore. Let's see if we can find this person that can teach us more about the dwarves, shall we? Noble. No, not who I'm after. Oh, Adal Helmi.
Let me guess. This is where the rich dwarves live, yes?
I mean, I'm guessing so since there was a noble. I'm just wondering where this person is that I should
Lord
talk
Balin
to.
is the voice of change and defense. Lord Harrowmont is the voice of stagnation and ruin.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna be allowed to go into the royal palace now, am I? If that's a dwarven noble, what kind of noble is he? Shapered, that's where it is. That was the word he said. And look, quests. Hello, Shaper Assistant Mildrate.
Thief! Warden, I'm outraged. A thief in the Shapered. What have we been reduced to?
Did you get a good look at him?
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head. Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town. They couldn't know the value.
Okay. Sure. See if I can find it. Or the person. Anyway. Shaper. Hello, Orta.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I, don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research.
What kind of research?
I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last Blight, and there aren't many records left. They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads.
Oh, I could try to find them.
You're from the surface. What do you know about fighting Darkspawn? There aren't even any expeditions planned until they settle this election. Otherwise, you need special permission from the Assembly or some great lord.
I'm a Grey Warden.
A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrowmont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could. Maybe now that you're looking. It's almost too much to hope.
Sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure that I have to go to the deep roads anyway, eventually, so might as well pick up any quest that I can that has to do with it. Hello, Shaper.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
How do you know who I am?
The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you.
Okay. Let's talk about Orzammar, Lord Shaper.
Ask, and I shall do my best to answer.
What's the difference between an ancestor and a paragon?
All dwarves who die return to the stone as ancestors, to guide their families forever. But only one every few generations rises to paragon. A paragon is a dwarf whose accomplishments change Orzammar so much that the Assembly recognizes they've been born blessed. They are venerated as living ancestors and found a new noble house forever bearing their name.
Are there any paragons in Orzammar now?
There is one paragon of this generation, a woman named Branka. She was born a smith, but her inventions caught the Assembly's eye. Before she had seen 20 years, she created a smokeless coal. It could burn in a cave without vents and no one would choke from it. It earned her paragon status.
Where is Branka now?
She went into the deep roads 2 years ago seeking out secrets of the ancient smiths. She never returned.
Tell me some of Orzammar's history.
We were a great empire once, outnumbering even humans and elves. We traded with your Tevinter Imperium, and our land stretched as far in the deep roads as theirs did above. Kal Sharok was capital then, but we lost too many battles. We lost our golems, and we lost our territory. Now the Empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn.
What are the deep roads?
They were once our highways beneath the mountains. Now the darkspawn claim them and few venture there, except your order, who enter the deep roads when they retire, so they can die slaughtering as many darkspawn as possible.
How did you lose your golems?
The Paragon Caradon, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the darkspawn. One golem is worth a dozen dwarves in battle, but Caradon's Tig is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
What's a Tig?
They are to us what a colony is to surfacers.
Ah. Where is Kal Sharok?
At the other side of the old empire. During the last Blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Kal Sharok is the only other city to outlast the Blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us.
Let's talk basic Orzammar again.
I will settle your mind if I can, Warden.
What does the Shaper of Memories do?
The Shaperate guards Orzammar's knowledge. We have preserved in Lyrium all of the records of Dwarven history. The memories record all. They are how we know to which family a child owes life, how we trace lost Tigers. They ensure we forget nothing of our past, good or bad.
Let's talk about Orzammar, Lord Shaper.
Ask, and I shall do my best to answer.
I have no more
Your
questions,
presence
actually.
has been recorded in the memories. I wish you well.
Oh, I guess that gave me a few more answers. Wonder where these books are that he mentioned. Are they the ones that are open, or are they on the shelves? I do not know. Not that I'm going to literally read them, but it would be good to at least have them in the codex. It doesn't look like I can actually read anything here. Oh, there was something. Concerning the loss of the Legion of Steel. Okay. I guess that was the golems that they lost. That is not a good way to keep books. On the deep roads. I guess that's good to have in the codex if we're going to go down there. On the political structure of Orzammar. Wall of Memories. The Shaper's Life. Okay.
Of course.
On Dwarven Religion. A song about a nug. That does not seem very useful. Sorry guys about just running around basically a library with you, but... An explanation of the Legion of the Dead. Okay. On Delicious Nugs. Okay. I think that's all the books that I could read here. And, yeah. I'm gonna end this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!